Welcome back. And Daybreak loves celebrating the people who help make Buffalo and Western New York a better place to live. And you know, Lyme disease has been in the news lately because a vaccine is in its final clinical trials.
This as the tick-borne illness is spreading here in Western New York. The disease is so misunderstood, though, and a local couple that's been living with it for years has gone above and beyond to help others, proving why they are some of the selfless among us.
Chuk and Rebecca Roll are high school sweethearts, now married 18 years with 2 beautiful daughters. But 9 years ago, their lives were forever changed when Chuk, the owner of a landscaping business, started experiencing a very high fever and flu-like symptoms.
I kept calling the doctors and we were just kind of dismissed that there was no way, that he could have had Lyme disease. He never saw a tick on him. He never had the classic bullseye rash. So how could this be?
But after 8 weeks, it was confirmed that Chuk had the tick-borne illness, of which there is no cure.
I mean, my quality of life was almost nothing. I always tell people it was like I had horse blinders on because my mind could only focus on one thing. I mean, the brain fog was super bad. I was losing my vision, joint pain, extreme headaches. It's very lonely because nobody understands what you're going through.
Chuk and Rebecca say when it comes to Lyme disease, you just don't get it until you get it.
When Chuk was first sick, I was desperate to find somebody else who had Lyme to help us get through this journey because it was very, very lonely.
So in 2016, they created the nonprofit Lyme WNY, essentially the support system they never had for themselves.
We said, what can we do that we didn't have? Take a bite out of Lyme.
They teach about Lyme prevention in schools, spread awareness, raise funds to provide grants since insurance doesn't cover Lyme doctors or long-term treatment, and their support group meets once a month.
You're on the right road to recovery.
She's very helpful and kind of just helps you navigate the whole thing.
It's just so helpful, and we are very grateful, to have her and her husband, just 2 wonderful people that deserve all the recognition for sure.
The Rolls have helped thousands physically and emotionally deal with the disease that's so misunderstood.
To sit back and do nothing. I don't want to leave this earth knowing I did nothing. I want to leave knowing that we helped others.
It definitely feels really good to help out.
I've had people come and who I haven't even known who wrapped their arms around me and said, you saved my daughter's life, or if it wasn't for your husband or for your organization, I don't know where I would be right now. So I think right there, that's a reward in itself.
Now, physically, Chuk said that he is feeling 90% better, mostly because of a change in his diet, but he knows that this is a disease that he's going to be living with the rest of his life. Now, as for that vaccine, the Rolls said that they are remaining cautiously optimistic at this point about that, but there's so much more that needs to be discovered. If you have questions, it's a very confusing illness, a lot of unknowns. They're happy to answer your questions. We've got their contact information and more info about Lyme WNY on our website.
Yeah, and one of the big challenges, as you mentioned, is there's not many common symptoms. It affects everyone differently.
You think of that ring or the bullseye rash, but only 25% of people who have Lyme actually had that rash. So it's very hard to detect, and the earlier you detect it and get treatment, the better it is in the long-term results.
Great story and great work on that from that couple.